2, 1. What's going on, wonderful people of
Hello.
Iowa and maybe around the world, or at least the continental United States?
I like to think there's someone in another country listening.
There could be. I don't think so, though.
Probably not.
Our FBI agents, though, that are following us are probably listening to us. Anyway,
Yes.
I'm Nick. That's Brenden. Welcome to another episode of Talking Bearded, Unscripted and Unshaven. What's going on?
What's going on? Well, first, let's get the ad read out of the way.
Go for it.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
This episode is sponsored by Questhaven Books and Comics, which is where we record at. The best way to support us, especially if you're from out of town, not from Winterset, Iowa, is go to bookshop.org and pick us as your bookstore. So they like to market themselves as the Amazon for indie bookstores. So that's the best way to do it.
I'm going to have to start buying my books that way.
Yeah. They ship right to your house. It's the easiest way. It's literally the same as shopping on Amazon. You just are supporting a local bookstore instead.
Cool. I like that.
So,
before we get started into topics, we got a new backdrop.
yeah, we thought we'd
dig it.
spice it up for you.
I found some comic books to take home with me, actually, because of this.
Nice.
So,
And we weren't playing favorites. We got a little DC, we got a little Marvel, and we got some other types of publishers over here.
Powerpuff Girls,
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo, DuckTales, Darkwing Duck.
Yeah.
My Little Pony. Can we talk about the phenomenon that was the Brony era? You know what that is?
Sure. I don't know if I know what it is.
So
you can talk to me about it.
My Little Pony, when I was in college, is really when I first started collecting comic books.
Sure.
Up in Ames. And I would walk in, and there would be these guys reading My Little Pony comic books.
Really?
And my buddy at the time, well, not at the time, we're still pretty good friends. Hi, Joe. I know you watch.
Mm-hmm.
I said, dude, what's going on with the My Little Pony? He said, oh, those are bronies. I'm like, what is that? He said, there is a cult following of grown men that are really into My Little Pony.
Okay.
Oh, they must have kids. No, they don't. They just are really into it.
Okay.
Which I guess I can understand. You know, if you're in the universe of Marvel and
if the lore's
DC,
good,
Yes.
Yeah.
Not for me though.
That's a big not for me. That's a big thing I keep hearing about, like Warhammer. Is the lore apparently is like better than any other lore out there, and people love it. But no, I've not heard of that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, good for them.
I mean, we can talk about the Paw Patrol universe. I'm really big into Paw Patrol lore. How there are different sets of Paw Patrol. The movie universe is one universe, and then you've got the cartoon universe, and then anyway,
we got big. So when COVID first started, 2020, my wife still worked in an office. Her office didn't close down. But so my daughter and I were just home. She was in kindergarten, about 5. And we got huge into Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, sure.
And when she first started wanting to watch it, I was like, oh, God, this looks so dumb. You know, we watched a few episodes. But after a few episodes, I was like, okay, this is really clever. Like, it's very cleverly written. The theme song is done by Bowling for Soup.
Yeah.
And so that one, I kept hearing it, like after like 10 episodes, I kept hearing the theme song, and I was like, wait a minute. I know what's happening here. And so, yeah, it's good.
There
good
is
show.
Surprisingly a wave of punk rock bands that do theme songs for kid shows. Spidey and His Amazing Friends is sung by at least Patrick Stump from Fall Out Boy, if not Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
I tried to get, so the big thing now is Bluey. I think
sure.
Your daughter's probably too old for Bluey.
She wasn't. We went on a pretty long Bluey kick for a year or so.
I like Bluey. I like the dad, Bandit. My wife was just not a fan of it. She kind of equates it to that same Peppa Pig style where the kids are just out of control.
Yeah.
So, in which I understand, I agree. The kids in that show are a little crazy, but I like the way I like how the parents handle the situation, specifically the dad. And there are a lot of heartfelt stories in there too. But
Bluey won me over. I would agree. I didn't really get into Bluey as much as when we were watching Phineas and Ferb, but I like that it seems a little more normal.
Yeah.
Like how normal life is. The dad really, I've related to the dad a lot.
Oh, yeah.
What really won me over with it was that the car was messy.
Yes.
So they'd go on, like they'd get in the car and it's trash. And I'm like, oh, okay, good. It's not just me. You know,
when I saw the stickers on the backseat of the car, I'm like, I feel seen. Because, oh my gosh.
Because we literally, I related to that so much because we had just, I think right in that 2020, we'd gotten my Explorer, which I drive now.
Yeah.
And it was within like a couple of days. And my daughter had stuck this like super sticky sticker, big square one, to the back headrest of the passenger seat. Still there. And I was like, yeah, okay, this is real life. Like, just new to us car. Just got this new to us car. Sticker immediately.
For a while there, Henry, our oldest, daycare, they go to the same daycare, but they were giving out like stickers at the end of the day, or you got to pick a sticker and take it home.
Sure.
It would always end up on the back seat of my car.
Yeah.
And then for a while, because the teachers loved Henry so much, they would just give him like a sheet of stickers. Here you go. Guess where they all made it to?
Yeah.
The back seat of my car. And getting stickers that have stayed there for, I'll say weeks, if not a month, it's tough.
Yeah.
You got to
heat up and cool down and heat up. Oh, yeah.
You got to put some elbow grease into getting those suckers
Yeah.
on.
Well, good. Well, you told me before we started you'd seen Captain America 4.
Yeah.
Tell me your thoughts on that.
So I went into this movie not really seeing. I didn't watch the Eternals. I haven't seen any of like the Disney Plus shows, so I didn't watch Falcon Winter Soldier.
So basically both of the required things for this movie.
But as I was watching it, I kind of picked it up. I mean, I understood, that Celestial Island was there. I think that probably came from the Eternals.
That was from the Eternals. I
mistaken.
think it's maybe been mentioned in something else, but
I couldn't tell you. It was meh at best. I felt like there was a lot of throwaway dialogue from previous Captain America movies, and it really didn't flow well as a movie.
So Captain America Winter Soldier was fine. The only thing you really needed to know out of that was where I forget the character's name, but the older guy that goes to jail, and that guy. So he comes from that show. They kind of talk about his story.
Is that where he came from? Okay.
He came from that, and then that Sam becomes Captain America, not Bucky.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier was okay, or Captain America Winter Soldier was fine. No, I'm sorry, Falcon Winter Soldier. You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
The show.
Yep.
It was okay. It was fine. Eternals, I think, is underrated. I think the only reason, I didn't mind that one. The only reason it's not really great is because it's edited poorly.
Is that on Disney Plus yet?
It is on Disney Plus.
I'll have to watch that one.
It's long and it's kind of a mess. It's almost 3 hours.
Ooh.
And it's a lot of character. The reason it's a mess is because it's a lot of characters. There's 12 main characters.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that Captain America 4 mostly fails because of the marketing. Because the whole movie, so spoiler alert, I'm going to say the spoilers. The whole movie builds to Red Hulk appearing.
Yeah.
That's the centerpiece big moment at the end. And because Red Hulk was in all the marketing, we were 15 minutes in and I guessed the movie.
Yeah.
So that's my, I think even though some other elements of it were a mess, if they would have / could have hidden the Red Hulk thing and it was actually a surprise,
would have been a lot better.
It probably could have covered a multitude of
have that
other
titular
errors.
bad guy be I can't remember his name.
Because then it would have been the main bad guy be the leader.
Yeah.
And then the Red Hulk is it's kind of like an Endgame thing where like Captain America catching Thor's hammer moment, you know.
Oh, for sure.
But they gave, you know, we were in the beginning, and I was like, oh, I know what's going to happen, you know.
But also, how many of these movies were already written with the Kang Dynasty Avengers in mind?
It's true.
You know, because, I mean, you talk about, and I'm going to spoil the after credit scene where Sam goes and visits, I can't remember that guy's name, Dr.
Oh, no, I'm forgetting.
The green guy. Dr.
The green guy?
Yeah.
I don't even remember what this end credits was.
Green. He goes to visit he goes to visit the jail, and he pops up and says, you know,
Is the leader?
I've seen the probability. It might be.
Yeah, that guy.
I've seen the probability of the percentage or whatever. There are multiple superheroes in multiple dimensions. What are you going to do when they come?
Yeah.
So I really think the whole Kang Dynasty was already in motion, and they're trying their best to replace it with Doom.
To pivot. Yeah.
I'm interested to see how they address it, or if they're just going to pretend like it didn't even happen.
Yeah. Well, and I think so.
I'm going to be on my phone and look up his name, so talk for me.
They're getting back on track. I thought Thunderbolts / New Avengers was a really good start.
I need to see that one.
But I think what happened is they pivoted to get back on track, but they still had all these other things they'd already filmed that they have to still release.
Samuel Stearns.
Yes. So his superhero villain name is the Leader.
Okay, didn't know that.
Yeah. So yes, I think that that's kind of the big. They pivoted, but they still had all these things that they have to still release and get through. But
okay.
It's an interesting time for sure for Marvel. But
yeah, I'm interested to watch Thunderbolts / New Avengers, and then the build up to the New Avengers, because that's coming out, or the next the next
Doomsday or whatever.
Yeah.
So they just moved the release dates. They were supposed to be next year.
They're later now, right?
Yeah. Doomsday was supposed to be next year May, and now it's next year December. And then the other one moved like 6 months too.
And that's when we get Secret Wars, right?
Yeah. So it's going to be Doomsday, and then it's going to be Secret War, which will be sweet.
I'm excited for Secret Wars. And I also understand...
And it'll definitely be like an Infinity War Endgame thing. Like it'll be a direct. There'll be a direct tie.
Absolutely. I've read that story. So I'm kind of. It's been a while since I've read it, so I think I kind of can expect what's going to happen. But I think the main gripe people have is specifically with these Avengers movies is there was always a buildup of Thanos, right? There was always this massive buildup that the end fight is going to be with Thanos.
Yeah, they had the first phase of the movies built up to the Avengers, and then, but even in Thor, you got a glimpse of the Infinity Gauntlet.
Right.
But then Thanos shows up at the end of Avengers, and then the rest of that time, he's coming.
You're not seeing Doom in any of these movies.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably my biggest gripe, and a lot of people's biggest gripe with this is there's not the big buildup like there was when we first got.
They should have probably done, because that's what people are expecting.
Yeah.
So what they probably should have done is, what was the first one after Endgame? Spider-Man 3? No.
4? No. Yes.
Ant-Man, Quantumania? I don't know. Whatever the first one was after Endgame, they should have immediately teased the next villain as the post-credits scene.
Yeah.
And because that's what people are expecting. Okay, we finished Thanos. We got this new movie that starts the new phase. Who's the bad guy? And then from that point on, every movie needs to have... That's how you keep the... But phase 4 and then into phase 5 is like... The whole time I've been like, what are we doing, guys?
Right.
What's going on here?
I don't even think they know what they're doing.
No.
Which is fine.
Yeah. They'll figure it back out.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I mean...
People get... Like, the one thing I don't like is people have been harping on, like, they're replacing Captain America with Sam Wilson.
Yeah.
And the only reason I don't like that is because that's happened in the comic. Like, Sam Wilson's been Captain America many times.
And if there's one thing we can understand about the comic books that can carry over into the movies, People come back to life.
Yeah.
My biggest gripe with that, and it was the same in the comics, is that he didn't take the super soldier serum.
Yeah.
Seeing Captain America, and I don't want to say weak, but almost normal. But then I guess we got that with Iron Man too. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but Iron Man's got the suit and it makes him powered
I guess
up
it just I wasn't used to the new Captain America, and I just need to give it time.
Yeah.
And he'll grow on me. Should probably watch Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Falcon Winter Soldier has some sweet action pieces.
Yeah.
Like the first episode's got a really cool one. Cool. It's cool. But
Sweet.
yeah, so that's the Marvel news. We didn't do the what's going on in your life? Like, what have you been doing? So because we skipped an episode last week.
We did.
Yeah.
Life kind of got in the way. There was just some personal things that were going on.
It was Memorial Day too.
It was Memorial Day weekend. Lots of family stuff going on too. We really didn't do much that weekend. I think we went to the zoo. Yeah, there wasn't really much going on. Dance team officially starts for my wife. So she'll be enjoying that.
The dance never ends, man. It's always happening.
Sarah's got to start.
She's doing summer stuff right now, and then they're in a lot of like pre-planning stages for the dance team.
Yeah,
and then that'll kick up here soon.
It's crazy.
They've already had some parent meetings and stuff.
What about you?
Yeah, we same thing. Memorial Day, just we hung out with some friends, hung out with some family. Just a lot going on. Winterset does like the John Wayne days. Because we have the museum here. John Wayne's from here, or was born here anyways. And so we had that whole thing going on. We had Memorial Day. I feel like we had another thing happening. So anyways, we did that. And
you guys here in Winterset have my favorite festival of like a small town.
Yeah.
The Covered Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
Festival in October.
It's a classic.
Remind me when isn't it like mid-October?
It's always the second full weekend of October.
That's always hard for, at least since we've been married, that we can come to, because where my wife works, she's got her largest event that takes place in October as well.
Yeah.
So trying to find time, I haven't been down in years. So like really trying to find the time to get down here. But I'd really like to do that again. It's a really cool.
Yeah, it's a great time. Really cool for the last 6 years or so, I did the booking for the entertainment.
Yeah.
For the stages or the stage. I'm not doing that this year. We just with starting the bookstore, and so a lot of things happened that weekend because my wife's got students that are dancing. We started the bookstore. So last year we were running the store. She was running kids around, and then I was also trying to run that stage, and it just was crazy. And so this year I'm not doing that, but
that's okay.
No, it's fine. It's a good festival. Actually, a few years ago was the 50th anniversary, and my brother and I made a documentary about the festival.
Oh, really?
Yep. So it's about 36 minutes, and we showed it over at the theater and had a premiere for it and did some stuff. So
that's a cool theater you have over there.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been.
That was great and cheap. You can go for $5.
Oh, dude.
$5 tickets, man.
I used to live up in northwest Iowa in Sibley, and there was a small theater in town there, and it was about the same.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, another teacher, used to teach ag. We'd go up to Sioux Falls, and there was this movie theater there that was kind of like what it is here. It's $5 to get a movie, then you get $1 popcorn, $1 soda, $1 candy. But it wasn't new releases; it was like recent releases.
Sure.
And then they played some old classics in there too. But I can remember there were days on the weekends when we were both in town, and we would just go watch a couple movies.
Yeah.
Because we could, and it was relatively cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, they do a lot of good. So, like, they're I don't know what the exact term is, but like they're in this probably the same group as that Sioux Falls one. It's like a second tier theater.
Yeah.
So they don't always get access to the movies on the weekend.
Right.
So but they do pretty well. So they generally have like whatever's recent or within a couple of weeks. And then they do Throwback Thursday, so they'll do like some older movie. And so they do a great job. And gosh, like me and the family, the three of us, we can go for $25, get our tickets, and everyone get a snack and stuff, and then like it's not bad.
Movies are stupid expensive anymore. We're not at that point with our boys yet where we're taking them to the movie theater. Mm-hmm. We're thinking probably within the next few months, if not next year at some point.
Yeah.
At least our oldest will be able to handle it. I think our youngest would just want to run around the theater the entire time.
Yeah. See, so Sarah likes movies, she loves movies, but she doesn't like going to the movie theater.
Okay.
And then Sophia, likes going to the theater, but like it's got to be a movie she really wants to see. Otherwise, she's going to be like, okay, I want to leave.
Yeah. I wish I could go to the movie theater more.
I love going to the theater.
I know. You always go late at night, though.
I go late at night, and most of the time I go by myself. Yeah. Sometimes I end up... Because it always ends up happening, like, there's a movie I want to see. Hey, I got to go to work. Hey, my family's actually doing something else. I'm going to the movies. Like, it's never really super planned. It's always just like, hey, I can fit it in here and go to the movie. So
yeah, there are some movies I know that I've like, oh, I need to see that in theaters, and then I never go, and then I just never end up watching it. And it makes me not mad, but
the one I've got to see, which everyone's told me like you have to go to the theater for, is the new Mission Impossible, which I love the Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah, I didn't see. So this is part 2. I didn't see part 1.
It's good. It was good.
Is it out anywhere, like on streaming?
You can get it on like Apple. I don't know where it would be on streaming. I bought it. I like the Mission Impossible movies a lot, and Tom Cruise is just like, they're just so authentic. I mean, they just feel, because he does the stunt. I mean,
oh yeah.
So it feels like it's really just. I went to the first part 1 of this last 2. Whenever summer that was, and I was blown away. I mean, I was like, this is so good.
And Nick Offerman's in it too. Mm-hmm. He's probably my favorite like actor, thespian actor. He's good in that. I might actually rewatch them from the beginning this week and go through them. They're a good franchise. Is it out already in theaters?
Yeah, the new one's out. It came out last weekend. Okay. So my favorite movie-going experience was I went to see Black Panther.
Yeah.
And I went to the Jordan Creek Theater, ended up in the big one. I went at like noon on a Thursday.
Nobody there?
I was the only one in their biggest theater. Yeah. So I just sat right in the middle, and like it was awesome.
Dude, speaking of, I want to throw back a little bit. This has nothing to do with movies, so off topic. I was scrolling the TikTok, doom scrolling, and I saw that Relient K. I don't know if you remember the band Relient K.
I do. Oh, yeah.
They did a pop-up concert somewhere.
I saw that.
I am very hopeful that they're going to put out some new music.
Yeah. So I saw that, and at first I was like, so when Rejects started doing that, which they've been doing that for a while now, a couple of weeks, I thought, I wonder if this is going to catch.
I hope it does.
You know? And so, I saw that Relient K was doing that, although the lead singer's hair is looking a little nuts. I don't know what he's doing, but...
It used to be, like, big and curly back when, like, Sadie Hawkins Dance came out, and the song Mood Rings, I can't remember what it's at. 3 lefts don't make it right, or 2 lefts don't make it right, but 3 do.
I will make this argument till I die.
Okay.
Anatomy of Tongue-in-Cheek, that has Sadie Hawkins Dance pressing on, is a masterpiece.
It's a great record.
Every song on that album is so good. I love it. Love it. One of my favorites.
Great record.
Yeah.
I've been watching this docuseries on Hulu. So Rick Rubin is one of my favorite record producers.
Sure.
He's produced tons of great music. He did all the Johnny Cash American albums. Mm-hmm. He recently did the new Marcus King album. He did Slipknot Volume 3, a little Iowa connection there. He did their album there. He's doing an album for Tyler Childers that was just announced. But it's called 321 McCartney. This was filmed during COVID. He and Paul McCartney rented out this theater, and they brought in old analog sound equipment. They brought in, pianos, guitars, whatever. And he got the masters to the Beatles catalog. Mm-hmm. And Rick Rubin and Paul McCartney are sitting there, and they're playing these master tracks, and they're analyzing the pieces of music. The example I gave to you earlier was While My Guitar Gently Weeps. They're talking about how Number one, it's a great song. George Harrison didn't start writing songs until later on in the Beatles process.
Sure.
They brought in Eric Clapton to play, and how, amazing it was that George Harrison, the great guitar player that he is, sat back and said, no, Eric, you play, you do the lead guitar on this. But the big thing is that they're able to analyze the different parts of the songs by moving the faders up and down. So at one point, they were highlighting the guitars and the vocal, and it was this very sweet melodic song. And then they took those out, but then just brought in Paul McCartney's bass.
Yeah.
And it was a completely different song. It's super distorted, super syncopated. It almost sounds like a rock song, whereas everything else kind of sounds like a folk song.
Right.
It was really cool. Anyway, all that to be said, they were talking about who influenced them, all this other stuff. The main people that they were competing against were the Beach Boys, which I knew about. They were the other kind of big pop band at the time.
Yeah.
The other one was Bob Dylan. And I don't know about you, I love Bob Dylan's songwriting. I love his writing. I love his poetry. The music that he puts behind the songs are great. His voice is not good.
Yeah.
It's not. And I'm sorry if I offended people. Actually, no, I'm not. Sorry if I offended you, I guess, about Bob Dylan. He does not sound good.
Yeah. I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but I don't like Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
I think I can appreciate the songwriting, but I think he's terrible. I don't like the singing. I just don't like it at all.
It's so funny, just the influence that he had, though, on all these different artists. He talks about the Beatles when he went electric. The Beatles went electric.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash. I mean, he influenced Johnny Cash. I think he influenced Elvis Presley, too. It's just all of this, and they made that movie about him. I never saw that movie. I don't know if you did.
No, I didn't see that one.
Probably should watch
With
it. So give it a fair shake.
who was it? Timothy Chalamet. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I say that there's people that may hear this that I know, like my father-in-law, my brother-in-law, my buddy Ben.
I have tried so hard to listen to Bob Dylan and enjoy it, and I just can't.
I do not.
And it's because of his singing.
Yeah. I
understand that it's unique. I understand that the impact he had in the state of music, but dear God.
Yeah. I recently had a situation where...
you think it's the inflection?
I had to listen to a couple hours of it that I really couldn't get out of. I won't describe the situation, but I basically had to listen to a lot of Bob Dylan. And I was going crazy. The biggest thing for me is that voice, the na, 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 every syllable. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. Like, bring it down. Bring it down. I can't do it. It's so bad. I do know the one person who's going to 100% agree with me is my mother-in-law.
Yeah?
Yep. She does not like Bob Dylan either, and so she's on my side. Maybe the rest of the world isn't, but...
I think my wife would say, who's Bob Dylan? Nothing against her at all.
Yeah. My wife, she's always... Anytime you're like, who wrote this song? She'll say the Beatles or Bob Dylan. Those are her two answers.
Nice.
For who wrote this song. Which is, if you want to go for percentages, you might win there.
I guess.
Yeah. But... that's my take on Bob Dylan. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I don't know. Give me anybody else. Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, the Beach Boys, but
yeah.
Did you know, by the way, Marilyn Manson wrote music too? Yeah.
I've never really listened to Marilyn Manson.
I'm sorry. Who am I thinking? Marilyn Manson. Yeah, Marilyn Manson did write music. Duh. Charles Manson.
Oh,
Charlie Manson,
sure,
the the
infamous cult
leader.
Yeah,
he hung out with the Beach Boys,
really,
and wrote songs and played them. And actually, the Beach Boys recorded some of his songs, so they're out there.
Weird,
but
this is obviously pre-knowing he was a.
No, I think this was right around the same time.
Oh, okay.
And it's really funny. I was watching, there's this docu-series on it, on Charlie Manson. I think there's a book. I actually think you have it on the shelf.
I do have a Beach Boys book up there. That's
Charlie Manson.
Charlie Manson.
I think you have it up there. The guy's whole premise, or one of the ideas, is Charlie Manson was trying to break into the music scene. And they said, no, you're not good enough.
Yeah.
And the whole idea of the cult and the killings and all of that was tied to just the fact that, oh no, your music sucks.
Yeah.
His music was not horrible.
Right.
I'm not saying that in the same sense that maybe he's not a bad guy. He's a terrible human being, obviously.
Sure.
But like,
this is not an endorsement.
No,
but,
not an endorsement.
Yeah. we've been talking about the All American Rejects a bit.
Yeah.
I'm loving what they're doing. I think it is the coolest thing since sliced bread. I mean, I love it. I wasn't a big fan of the single they put out, so we'll see what their song will be. But what I'm pumped about is Yellowcard just dropped some music.
Heck yeah, they did.
And Travis Barker drummed on all the tracks.
Is he producing their new record?
He's producing the new record, and he's the drummer for every song.
That's awesome.
So I don't really know what's totally going on, because the music video they put out was not Travis Barker at the drums, but they do not have a drummer listed as a member of the band.
No, they don't.
So it's the four of them, the main guy, William Ryan Key, the violin guy, the bass, and the other guitarist, but there's no drummer.
Did you get to see them live?
I've never seen them live.
I saw them at Val-Air Ballroom back when they were on their...
That was awesome.
What was it? Paper
Walls
tour. Mm-hmm. Such a good show.
This is my thing about Yellowcard. They never do anything super groundbreaking. They just are consistently themselves.
Yeah.
Like, they just always sound like Yellowcard. I love all their albums. Again, none of their albums are groundbreaking or anything, but they're just consistently good punk rock music.
I think I saw this video somewhere where they were talking about Yellowcard and how it kind of translated into how we grew up as kids, where you have Ocean Avenue. Mm-hmm. There's a place off Ocean Avenue where
I used to sit and talk with you.
Yeah. And it's talking about, getting away from a place. Mm-hmm. Then the new single talks about, I'm still in my hometown.
Yeah.
Longing. It's just
longing for better days or something.
They same thing happened to, they're telling our lives. How most of us are still in the same spot where we were when we grew up as kids.
Yeah. Well, and I always get the, I was here when, like, you see TikToks and stuff that are like, this is, going back to my punk rock phase. And I'm like, I never left. Like, I've never left it. That's all I listen to. That's where we're at, That's the soundtrack for the store. When we have music playing when we're open, like, that's the soundtrack. But I'm pumped for their new album, for sure.
Gonna be killer.
I was sad when they said they were going to be done. They put out an EP a couple years ago.
They did. It was really good.
Great.
Yeah.
And then I really like the single off the Childhood Eyes. That's a great song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm pumped. There's so many, like, punk rock really feels like it's that early 2000s stuff. It feels like it's kind of making a bit of a, I don't know if it's going to be a comeback.
No,
but we're getting a nice little.
A lot of the bands we grew up with are re-releasing.
Yeah.
Music, or not re-releasing, but releasing new music, and I am here for it.
They released a version of Ocean Avenue with Steve Aoki.
I think that's right.
I don't know. I like it.
It was really good.
Cool. I was like,
really good.
This is sweet. But yeah. Anyways, speaking of so we'll go a little local. Shout out to my friend Chris Powell.
Oh yeah,
he used to play with me in Madison Ray Single Ladies. Shout out to Madison Ray. He was here in town and played at the Speakeasy.
Nice.
And we stay in touch. I actually went and recorded with him a couple months ago out in Iowa City.
Oh, cool.
For some songs. But anyways, he came to town and just played at the Speakeasy, took requests, did his, piano bar type stuff, Billy Joel.
Where is the Speakeasy here?
So if you go, it's just down the road here on this next road, but you go in through the alley. And it's like a real speaking. Like, it's super. It's legit. It's very cool.
I like it.
So it was awesome. And so we went with some friends. And Sarah and I, of course. So I went to college with Chris. I've known him forever. We've played in multiple bands, multiple shows. So I know all the, like, things I know he can do that aren't necessarily on his song list.
Right.
So we were putting in the, like, requests for those. It was really fun, but so how this ties back to the Bob Dylan stuff and everything. So he plays a lot of Billy Joel and Elton John. I've heard his versions of those songs so much that I like them better than the original versions. Like I've just heard him so many times. I'm like, this is my favorite version of these songs.
Speaking of Billy Joel, he canceled the rest of his tour dates.
Really?
Yeah, he's got some. I don't know if it's like a brain injury or something. He's sick. He's got something, so he had to cancel his remaining. Anyway,
that's too
tour
bad.
dates. Taking it back to Billy Joel.
Speaking of Billy Joel, so he does the song. What is it? Fall Out Boy. So Fall Out Boy just did like a remake of the We Didn't Start the Fire.
Yeah,
I like the Fall Out Boy version.
Really
the
good.
Updated version.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Update that. That was so unique and so different, and I was just waiting for people to shit on it because so many people do that.
Yeah,
and I didn't really hear any people badmouth that version.
No. Well, what's cool is, so like if I were listening to the original version, I know what some of that stuff is, but I don't know what all of it is because it wasn't my era.
But this stuff,
I know every single thing he talks about, and I'm like, holy cow! Like, man, that really has all happened in my lifetime.
Oh, dude,
you know,
it's crazy.
It is crazy, but a lot of cool music stuff going on. I'm just really pumped.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
I like it.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. Well,
cool, man.
How do you feel?
Tired.
Yeah, tired.
Yeah, but good. I'm feeling really great. I'm going to start dieting soon. By dieting, I just mean probably taking better care of myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm staring at myself in the screen we have here because I'm making sure the red light's on, and it is.
Good.
Gosh, I need to lose weight. Holy buckets.
I've been on that path a little, working on that. I have a tendency, I don't know if you're like this, I have a tendency to just dive bomb hard into stuff. So, like, if I say I'm going to exercise and go on a diet, I'm like, we're cutting everything day one. We are working out hard. And then I, like, crash, a week or two later. So this time around, I've been really trying to do it slower, just build the habits one by one, just do a little exercise, change the diet a little, that kind of thing. So, trying to not just throw myself off the cliff.
I need to move more, probably, and I probably need to eat better. I just need to do everything, man. I stand on the scale and just get super depressed.
But we're just at that age, man.
My wife's like, "Oh, you look." The other morning, she's like, "Oh, you look like you've lost weight." I said, "I got a haircut."
We're at that age, man.
Thank you, honey, but I just got a haircut.
Yeah,
I get that a lot when I get my haircut.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
I do remember that. My late 20s into early 30s where I still had my metabolism mostly. And then all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think the last time I can remember being below 200 pounds was in 8th grade. I was 180.
Yeah.
And that was when I was attempting to play football. It didn't end well, but that's fine.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I was like, it was 220, 230. Not there anymore now.
Yeah. Well, so about 2018, it was the best I'd ever done. I really stuck with it. I got down to about 180.
Good for you.
And I held there for a little while, but that was 8 years ago. And I've just done the slow climb up ever since. But it's tough, man. It's tough when you got kids. It's tough when you got jobs and responsibilities. It's just, you can't always fit it in,
I just think, and we're in such a, what is it called? A sedentary lifestyle?
Sedentary.
Like, I mean, I sit behind a desk all day. Fortunately, I have a standing desk, and I've been utilizing that more.
Get one of those mini treadmills so you can walk all day.
Yeah, I could get one of those too, I suppose.
Yeah.
I think my job would probably make me sign like a waiver saying if I get injured, it's my fault.
Sure.
I only know that because one of my other coworkers had to sign it. And I don't want to spend money on that.
Yeah. I always have the problem of like, if I wake up in the morning and work out, then I'm just zonked all day.
Right.
And if I wait till the afternoon or evening, then either I struggle with motivation to get it done, which I know, like, you know, the healthy people out there will be like, you just got to do it anyways. I'm like, I know that. Or I'll work out as hard as I can and do the workout, and then I can't sleep.
Yeah.
You know, so just, there's a lot of that.
I've got the treadmill out downstairs. I just need to fold it down, grab the iPad, throw something on it, and just go.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what needs to happen.
When you do work out, are you like, I need the hard rock music, or no, it doesn't matter? Yeah.
I listen to musical theater sometimes.
Yeah.
Is that weird?
Get the opera going and
Classical? That could work.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, man. Nicole's been slowly slogging through the Wicked movie.
Like it?
She, so
I didn't like it.
I didn't.
That's maybe a hot
full
topic,
disclosure.
but-
I haven't seen Wicked on any platform on the stage at all. Nicole saw the musical and she loved it. She said the movie it's just been hard to get into.
Sure.
And it's long.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say I don't know if she likes it or not.
So we did Wicked in high school for, I think we did the musical. I don't remember what year, but we also did the music for band. Like whatever year like came out and was like big, we did it for like marching band. And so I love the music from it, but we watched the movie, the girls watched the movie, I should say, and then I just kind of cursory was watching it with them. And I just didn't like. I don't know. I just didn't like it.
That's all
I
right.
love the music. I thought the music's good.
You don't have to like everything that's released,
But what if the mob comes after me for not liking it?
dude.
They came after you for liking the wrong Star Wars.
Whatever.
It's okay.
Jar Jar Binks is my favorite character in the prequels. Eat me.
Oh man. So that's two hot takes this episode. I don't like Bob Dylan and I don't like the Wicked movie.
Whatever, man.
Yeah.
You do you.
I do me.
I want to look at more comic books. I just happened to be looking back at your shelf.
I think I've got almost up to 10 of these.
Do you?
Where they're supposed to be 10. We're up to like 8 or something.
I've got 4. I see 4 there. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So what I hear you saying is you want to end this episode so
let's
you can do
end
some
it
shopping.
so I can do some shopping.
Okay.
And I'll report back with what I like next week.
Well, thanks everyone for watching. Make sure to subscribe on all the channels, YouTube, podcasts, whether it's Apple, Spotify, whatever podcasting you use. Leave us those ratings.
Yeah.
Ratings are real big. Comments, all that kind of
All
stuff.
that fun stuff. Go check out our social medias. We're everywhere that you can.
Including
doom scroll.
Facebook now.
Yep, on Facebook.
Yeah.
Officially.
Yep. So check all that out and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everybody.
See ya.
That was fun.
Fun.
Fun. We have fun.
We have fun.